What's going on YouTube? Bringing you a video review of my Veto PAC LC. I realize it's a little older model of the Veto, but I personally like this. It's kind of fits all my tools really nicely. You know, not bunched up like I've seen some guys' videos. They got tool on top of tool on top of tool. It seems like it's kind of hard to get some of the tools out of the pockets, or like you're digging out some and can't really get to them nicely. And so this really works for me. Doesn't weigh a whole lot, you know, which I was kind of surprised when I was loading it up. It doesn't really, you know, destroy my shoulder and stuff like that. Now, a little background on me, you know, I'm a maintenance director of a assisted living, independent living community, and I kind of oversee a couple of different properties and stuff like that. And I'm very similar to apartment guys, I would say, because, you know, we kind of do a couple different, you know, trades, I guess you could say, or different jobs, where this bag for me is not job specific. This is my everyday bag I go to when I'm managing work orders and stuff like that. And so looking in here, you know, there's not specifically HVAC or electrical. I have different bags for that, you know, or on my belt. I usually have a lot of electrical stuff on my belt and stuff like that. So let's get right into it. So on the side, you know, a little pair of Milwaukee work gloves, work real well. 16-foot tape line, little Coast LED light. On this side, I've got, you know, big Sharpie, pencil, ink saw, little mag light right here. It works really nice if you just gotta leave something like under a sink, or, you know, if you're working on like some HVAC, just leave it in the box. Kind of lights up pretty nice when I got that in like a Gerber pouch with a multi-tool. Other ink saw, tape line, or, you know, electrical tape, Teflon tape. One thing I don't like about this bag is this freaking Velcro strap. Now, a lot of guys are like, oh yeah, this is the greatest thing ever made, but it doesn't really stick sometimes too well, and kind of wore down over, you know, a long period of time. And I think that's also kind of because my bag got wet when I was working on my rooftop unit in the middle of the night. It just started downpouring on me. It's kind of when it started happening, but when Velcro, even if it's still kind of sticking. I saw that the new bags, the Tex and stuff like that, had the clip. So I was thinking about switching the clip and see if it would attach to this right here. But besides that, the bag is phenomenal. So in the front zippers, now I'm saying zipper because I like the zippers a lot better than the pockets. So I don't have to worry about shit flying out, you know? And so in this zipper, I've got a little fastback, little blade. I just took all the blades out and reloaded this. I just cleaned all my tools just about. Down here, I've got this little ratcheting 90 that fits a bunch of, you know, different bits and stuff like that. That was a number 2. Gets you out of pinches a lot. Makes it a lot easier on me, you know, not having to go back down to the shop, or I got to my truck to go get some stuff. If this guy will go back in there, that'd be nice. Right here, just a bunch of miscellaneous drill bits, little Allen key, you know, number 2 right there, stuff like that. This comes to the fun side or the front side, because a lot of guys say the front side is the, you know, Veto PAC side. So this is kind of like, I work a lot in right there. Now, we'll start over here. Got a little thermostat, multi. Now for me, functionality is key. I don't like carrying a bunch of nut drivers, you know, a bunch of different screwdrivers, you know, because I don't want to load down the bag. And for me, a lot of this will get me out of any job I need to in a pretty quick fashion, because we get hit with a lot of work, and sometimes half my day is stuck on the road getting from one property to another and stuff like that. Sorry, I got my little golden doodle right here hanging out, made a little puppy. So we'll start over here. A little 90-degree, connects my impact, but any bit you just about need in there. Really nice to have. You can pick this up at Home Depot. Got the outlet tester, Klein, Milwaukee, magnetic level. Nice to have, fits in the bag perfectly. Nice little pouch for that. We'll go down the back. Little 5/16 quarter-inch long shanks. I don't see a point in having the short shanks also, especially since I have an 11-in-1. Gets the job done just fine and all that. Like I said, number 2, you know, flat long shanks. Got the 11-in-1. No point in having the shorts. I got these. A pair of Milwaukee's shears. I like these a lot. Pair of crimpers. Milwaukee. Let's see what we got. Insulators. Flat. Number 2. Start over here. So I've got a big and small needle nose. These are really nice, and plus they strip also. I haven't really used the stripping factor on these, but they work out pretty nice. Both Klein's linesman. And a lot of beating with this guy. These tools might look real shiny and clean right now. I just did, you know, a bunch of tool maintenance, and I've had to pay for all my tools that are in this bag, except for the drill bits and, you know, bits like that and stuff. And so I like keeping my stuff real clean, especially it's like an investment in you. So I look at it and, you know, I want my tools to last. A pair of Klein dikes work really nice. Klein ticker with a flashlight. Little Klein Allen key set. A stubby. Who doesn't have a stubby? Really nice. I just got these locking multis. The lock kind of gets stuck every now and then. I just bought them, and they work extremely well, especially if I just need to go, you know, change out an outlet or a light switch real fast. I'll bring these in my 11-in-1 and get the job done. Not have to worry about anything. A pair of Klein strippers. Now I do have, you know, the higher numbers strippers and cripper, but one of my techs has it right now, and he typically just leaves it on his cart and forgets to give it back to me all the time. Flashlight coast, pretty bright. You get adjust it, stuff like that. 11-in-1. This is just a normal one, not the HVAC. You know, who doesn't have one of these? Like, seriously, if you don't have one of these, you're doing something wrong. It could be a Hillmore, it could be a Husky, it could be whatever. If you don't have an 11-in-1, you know, normal or ratcheting, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Now I just switched to these. These are the Connect bags. These are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. You know, they're the 7.5s, and I got the big Cobras right here, 10-inch Cobras, I believe. And this guy is great, especially if you don't want to leave any marks on any of your nuts if they're showing and stuff like that. Great, and I love this lock. It's like, you know, you set your size, come into it, and you lock into place. Like, awesome. Not complaining about that. Now he's trying to eat some of these tools that fell down. Sorry, I get a little bit of Bud Light. You know, the girlfriend said I need to watch my cows these days. Alright. Like I said, 10-inch Cobras. Super nice. I carry these Milwaukee's just to have them. I had to do a bunch of plumbing work on a 3 mop sink, and between these and the Nipvacs, and then torch. Basically got everything done I needed to get, you know, a couple faucets and the plumbing done. This guy got it at Home Depot. This has saved me a couple hours of work on its own. It has made its money back like no other. Between that and the stubby and that 90-degree drill set, I mean, it's well worth it. Doesn't weigh a lot. So if I just throw it in the bag, you know, works for me. Now, I used to have a 16-ouncer hammer down here. And I switched to this 12 when I picked up those nip bags. And I really haven't used it. I realized that it's like brand new. But it fits in there nicely where I don't have to move, you know, a bunch of stuff to get it out. It just slides right in and right out. Gets everything I need to done. Does a lot of damage if needed. Got this multi, don't have a bit on it. I'll show you on the back side what I use this for really. Up here in this zipper pocket, I've got these little electrical connector wrenches, real nice to have. Makes, you know, putting a industrial line, you know, since we're in IT, a lot of metal studs and stuff like that, you know, you have to put your metal biases on. Makes putting a, you know, conduit through it really easy. Also up here I've got a, you know, set of masonry bits. Alright. Sorry, gotta do a little beer chug, you know what I mean? On to what I say would be the fun side, the demo side, whatever you want to call it. You know, this is kind of where the, you know, money's made, time is saved and stuff like that. Again, like the zippers, for me, don't have to worry about stuff falling out. And this one, carry that trusty little stud finder, little Hanson, got a level in there. Makes a lot of sense for me. It's just if I'm doing I2 and metal studs a lot. One of my buildings is really old. It's probably 34 years old. So we have a lot of stripped screws. And for me, this makes sense carrying this guy around, this little speed out. I've never had an issue getting a screw out with this set. Never. Probably should knock on some wood or something right now. Up here I've got a little bunch of ties, jumpers, got some earplugs, little extra pair of rope, stuff like that. Just nice to have if you need to, especially, you know, jumpers if you're troubleshooting like a ice machine or a condenser. All right, my fun side. Now, those Gorilla Gloves right there are probably the best in the market. The reason I'm saying that is because they don't cost a lot. You get them like a box of 20 or something like that, 25. And they last a long time, but you could use them multi-purpose. You know, it's not just specifically for HVAC. I use it for electrical. You know, try to keep my hands clean so my girlfriend will hold my hand every now and then. But, you know, it's really nice to have these. They get wet, leave them out on the table in the shop and let them dry out. And, you know, still be fine the next day. With this multi-bit, I just put all these tools up here, kind of jumped up. With this multi-bit right here is where I use a lot of these bits in here. And what I mean by that is, so I've consolidated a bunch of Milwaukee bits in here. You know, I've got my Allen keys, got my straights, stars, 2s, 1s, stuff like that, and then a couple different, you know, bits for my impact. You know, got a little hex drive right there, or socket drive right there if I needed it. So it's really nice to have. And he is going to town on my slipper. This guy, this little pup, Oakley, what are you doing, buddy? Sorry about that, guys. All right, over here I got an extra battery for my Milwaukee. This is great to have. You know, I use it a lot. Makes sense for me. You know, lightweight. If I need to get the bigger guys out, I'll get the bigger guys, you know. But this will get me through the day pretty nicely. Batteries last extremely long on that, believe it or not. Got a couple different size punches, scratch holes, whatever you want to call them. Little painter's tool. Just clean this guy up. I realize it looks new. Just clean this up real nice. Done a lot of beating with this side. A lot of beating. Now, onto this brush right here. Now I realize this is a condenser brush, whatever you want to call it. You know, I'm CSC certified, not a journeyman, but you know, have a decent knowledge on HVAC and refrigeration. This is not just for HVAC. I use this to brush off drywall dust, get cobwebs out of light fixtures, whatever I need. This will do it. This thing is phenomenal. Love this guy. Down. Little keyhole. Got a file. Now for me, preference-wise, just preference. I like the right-handed snips. They have straights, they have lefties. But for me, when I'm going into something, I like this leverage right here. Right there. Instead of coming at it straight like that, I like having the leverage to cut something. Got my chisel right here. You know, multi-use. The hammer side. Little crow. Works very well. If I need the big one, I can go get it. Like I said, I got it in my shop. I just picked this up, the Nipbacks. This is a beater made by Milwaukee. Now, I've used this one time. I've got a couple guys that use this. They said this is the greatest thing, you know, to have. I don't really mind it. We'll see how it works out. Not really sure on the tip, but we'll see how this works out. A couple zip ties. I rock the SC440 Philippines. You know, I'm not, you know, a journeyman electrician, you know, journeyman HVAC guy. But this will get me through anything I really need for this. You know, as far as, you know, running a temperature maybe, or microfarads, whatever I need, in rush, clamp the amps, you know, anything like that, this will do. Now I carry these impact, you know, sided drill bits because I carry an impact with me. Makes a lot of sense if I'm doing, you know, a lot of jobs with stuff like that. You know, these are the Milwaukee ones, coming like a 60 piece with those Milwaukee bits. Use them quite a bit. You can tell which ones I use, but I just let them sitting there like that, real neat. You don't have to like rummage around because I probably use these bits more than my concrete or my paddle bits more than anything else, or spade bits. Got an SPK one. All my techs have this. These quick temps, stuff like that. The only issue I have, and I think it's because I carried it in my bag like this, is this on-off button seems to always be on. And the battery hasn't died on this one yet. I've got a couple of these. It's last me a little while, but I'm just curious to see how long that'll last. I think down here, yeah, I got a little copper pipe cutter, a little rigid. It's nice to have. Some scratch holes, little impact bits, Milwaukee's. Is it 7/16? Yeah, 7/16, 3/8. Now I do have the 5/16 and the quarter right here, but I just picked up this Malco. This Malco right here, double-sided, 5/16 and quarter. Wow. And so, for me, it got the, like, the other day I had to do a clean out on 4 PTACs. So I lined them straight up with this, my impact, and a stubby. I had them all disassembled to where I could run water on them in about, I would say, 10 to 12 minutes. And, you know, it was really efficient. I had to keep on switching, you know, chucks and all that. This magnet, or this little ball right here, is pretty strong, and it's got a magnet inside. I like it. No complaints. I just wish it was longer though. You know, this sits really close to my impact, and I leave my my normal chuck that I have my number 2 on right here. Leave that on with it. I just wish it was like 4 inches or 6 inches. You know. Got my leads. This is great right here. I'm just gonna pull one out. This is the Husky 4-sided ratchets. I have SAE and Metro. If you don't have these, I don't know what the hell you're doing. You know, I see the guys carrying all the sockets and stuff like that, and I have my socket box, you know, in the shop and stuff like that if I really need it. But for me, this will get me through basically anything I need. You know, whether or not it's, you know, installing some furniture or, you know, fixing a motor, whatever it might be. Those 4 ratchets will get me through anything. Now I carry 2 Milwaukee. I think these are 6-inch. And then if I need to, I'll, you know, attach them, make a 12-inch little magnet in there. These are great, you know, very functional. Sit in the bag nicely on the side. Don't have to worry about them or anything like that. And up here, you got just, you know, assortment of paddles. And that's pretty much it. You know, thanks for watching. I hope you all, you know, kind of, you know, got an idea what you would need to carry if you're doing an apartment or, you know, assisted living, independent living, maintenance. If you guys have any suggestions, leave it in the comments. I appreciate that. And thanks for watching. Have a good day.